Kyoshi's like badassery. Smoke and mirrors, bro. Smoke and mirrors. It's not real.
It's propaganda. It is.
It's propaganda.
How we feeling about the Avatar live action?
I like it. Not called cat.
I haven't seen it. I've heard mixed reviews. I haven't actually seen it myself. A lot of people actually have said they liked it though.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think the Avatar live action was good. The I think there should be low expectations when it comes to anime live actions, like deservingly so. But for what Avatar provided, I think it did very well. I have some like in terms of for the first episode at least, in terms of story direction, I'm unsure on what they plan to do with it. But in terms of adapting the material, having great effects, CGI, world setting, and even the story so far, I think you objectively have to say that this is a good live action adaptation, regardless of where the story goes.
Yeah, and that's what I agree with. If you're coming into it as a fan, I'm gonna say I'm on episode 3. I could definitely see why the creators left the project. It seems like what they're trying to do is to make up for maybe the lack of time that they might have in each of the episodes. They're cramming events that are further up in the season, or like what would be in book water. They're taking events that happen later and they're condensing them into episodes of earlier events. As a fan, it's meh. They change a lot of stuff. They do a lot of weird things. There's an Avatar Kyoshi moment in episode 2 that's like egregiously bad to me. As just the action adventure watcher, I think it's actually really really decent. The graphics are good. The cinematography is good. All of the outfits look nice. They do a good job with the locales. I feel like the bending looks powerful and fluid. I think they capture a lot of the stuff that you would want in your action film. But as a fan, uh, I see why people are mad, but I'm fucking with it. I'm not gonna lie.
That's very fair. I think sometimes you got to look at it when it comes to adaptations. I do think sometimes people get too stuck on it being very consistent with the source material, right? Here's a good example for me, at the very least, for a live action adaptation. So, the Resident Evil movies. A lot of people who play the Resident Evil video games do not like the Resident Evil movies.
Mhm.
For me, I never played the Resident Evil video games, and although I don't think it's like the greatest thing I've ever seen, I like the Resident Evil movies. I thought they were entertaining. I liked the action. The zombies were cool, and even some of like the more mutated monsters, of course, that they had to take on and fight were also very interesting. But if you come at it with like I'm just trying to enjoy the project, then your mindset will be a lot of different versus okay, I want you to create this now live action. That can kind of spoil your mood in terms of
Yeah,
viewing it. And that's unfortunate. You see it all the time when it comes to even like Marvel comic book fans and even Star Wars fans. Like sometimes you got to be in for the ride because it's hard to adapt a live action in general, right? It's very difficult.
I wanted to concede that to y'all because I feel like I underestimated too. I was like, nah, with an hour and 8 episodes, they should have more than enough time. Hell no. Like they're trying to condense it as fast as possible. And I will say, like some stuff is egregiously bad. The Kyoshi thing is really, really, really bad. But as far as like stuff like integral to the characters, they do a good job of like making sure we know, like for example, Zuko being on the right path, right? So they have him do subtle things like talk out loud with Iroh in the room to kind of express that this is his confidant, this is someone he looks to for guidance and things like that. They give you the human side of these characters very well. It's just the story is always going to be a point that people are not going to like. Like I can see why they left. They probably left the second episode. No lie.
Oh, really? It really like shifted that much? See, I was worried about that in the first episode because, like, if you remember, Ty, in terms of the original Avatar, when they go to Aang's like former village, that was a huge character point. That was a huge point in terms of his character development and everything. And the fact that they went there in the first episode, right after he met Katara and Sokka, I was like, I feel like this is just too soon. I don't one, I don't know how he just knew where it was. And
Yeah,
then two, this is supposed to be the moment Aang went from like this more goofy character to a more serious, taking a responsibility as the Avatar. And they pushed that all the way in the first episode in like the first meeting of like the other three main characters were Zuko, Katara, and Sokka. So I'm with you. I'm with you there, but it is a solid live action adaptation. Not everything could be One Piece. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So the live action, if you take away, if you watch it by itself, it's fine. But like I was watching with my girl and she crashed out like the first episode. Like she crashed the hell out. She did. Did make some really good points on like some things that yeah you can remix it, but taking away the significance of certain parts is annoying. So for instance, I'm gonna have to change the mic setting.
Oh, he sounds fine.
I wasn't slandering Dragon Ball Z, by the way, last week. Kai
Oh
English, sir.
yeah, if it keeps on messing up, then I'll adjust it. But um, no, there was like so the second episode, like we all know like how Aang finds like Gyatso's body or whatever. The way that they set it up in the second episode, it did kind of take away the significance of the whole scene. Like it wasn't as significant as it was in the anime because we know in the show at first like they hid the fact that everyone was slaughtered, and then like they hid like they were hiding stuff from him, and then like the build up to his emotional reaction was a lot more momentous than it was like he just like saw the body and then like had a flip out. My Also, the Aang actor, if you saw the second episode, he tried to cry so hard. Like
It
the
was
actor
bad.
himself, he was trying to cry so this was just him the whole time.
Oh yeah, me and Miles were talking about it. You're like, look
I'm
at the
like,
faces he's making,
I
bro.
was like,
It is bad.
can someone get this nigga some eye drops? Something. Because he's literally looked like he's about to shit himself, but he's just like he's not even breathing hard. He's just like I'm like, okay. Also it did piss me off that Zula was in the third episode. That was just like yeah, she. Oh, May and Ty Lee are just chilling with her at the
Yeah.
Fire Nation. They're just chilling with her, talking shit. I'm just like, okay. And also, I think I got to the fourth episode. Just everyone's at Omashu. Like
Jet.
just everyone.
Everybody's there. Yeah.
So Jet Li is in Omashu. I'm assuming Boomy's there. The guy in the wheelchair and his dad from that were in the air temple. They're not in the air temple. They're in Omashu. So I'm just like, okay, like this is a remix, but okay. My biggest gripe though was that in the second episode, Kiyoshi did not need to like transform. I'm sorry, did Kiyoshi take Roku's job? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like Kiyoshi took Roku's job. She transformed into. Well, she had Aang transform into her. She whooped Zuko's ass, which
Bad.
is uncalled for. Kiyoshi whooping Zuko's ass is child abuse. That was child abuse.
So Lonnie,
And then she went into the village and whooped everybody else's ass.
my
So-
cope in my head was this is just how they're gonna showcase the Avatar state going forward, like what personification he's channeling. Because bro, that shit was wild.
It was a good scene. It was cool. It's like, oh, Kiyoshi's doing her thing. But I was like, yo, why is she beating up
That
on
was
Zuko?
wild.
But didn't he turn into Kyoshi in one of the episodes? That happened in season 1.
No, yeah, when he's in Kiyoshi Island, he
Later.
yeah, but it wasn't to fight anybody. It was like to basically like say like
they were it was like the whole Avatar Day episode where they were like, no, we didn't like the Avatar, and they get the history of Kyoshi. So, but then she beats Zuko. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. How
She
I feel
comes
about
down like Superman. She drops from the air like Superman.
yeah, she like flies.
that. You know what it is.
That's
Yo,
another thing. That's
you know what
another
it is.
thing
You know
pissing
what
me
it
off
is.
about this whole series.
This is a hot take. This is a hot take, bro. It's Kyoshi's like badassery, smoke and mirrors, bro. Smoke and mirrors. It's not real.
It's propaganda. It is.
It's propaganda. Because if you hear her story, Chen
She's
literally,
garbage.
when the Conqueror took over the entire world, the map,
She's
her little
garbage.
island, you know, the murder machine that people pretend that she is, he was taking over the entire world. And her response when he came up, he stomped his foot. She said, "I'm gonna move my island away." Huh? But you like a dog? No, it's all.
Call her what she is, Ty. Call her what she is. She's a
You say it, not me. I'm
yo.
just
Kyoshi is a fraud.
I'm just
Crazy.
saying, maybe her
Damn.
comments got some more.
I'm not
stuff.
gonna go as far as calling her a fraud, but like because if you read her story, like she do get down. She do catch bodies
No,
like happily.
But in the comics,
No, just also the novels, like the
oh no, what I'm saying, she in her the story presented in the last Airbender, she didn't catch a single body.
Shit.
oh yeah no, but if you read her novels and stuff like that, But I feel like everyone thinks that she's the aggressive, crazy one. She's really not. Out of the avatars that we know, she's not. Like she's low key second.
Matter of fact, when she was talking to Aang in season 3, and Aang was like, "But you didn't kill Chen. Like he just fell." She's like, "Yeah, but I don't see a difference." I'm like, "No, that's a big difference."
Yeah, she does say that. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
that's
she
a
does say that.
she literally says like, "Oh, but it's the same thing." Like Aang
Like,
is like,
if you
"No."
read if you read her novels, she don't mind capturing niggas. She don't mind torturing people. So, like she gets down, but the real crazy avatar
The
is the
Airbender.
Airbender avatar before Aang.
She's a
She's
sicko.
crazy.
She's a
Yeah,
sicko.
She kills people. She tortures people.
She literally infiltrates like a terrorist cabal, and like she's like, "Yo, nobody can follow me in here," so she can fight them solo 1-on-1, and then she kills every member of the cabal. She takes over it, and then she basically runs the Earth Kingdom from the cabal. Like she's doing
Yo,
like
shout out.
wild shit.
She's also
Hey.
schizophrenic. So like
She's-
sometimes the previous avatars they take over her mind and like she becomes like she acts like them. She real life crazy.
Man, we need these type of Avatar stories
Consider-
adapted. That's what we need.
I'm sticking to this show because these comics seem crazy.
But
As hell.
she's also a fraud because she's an air nomad, but she eats meat. So
Yeah, she kills mad people.
Man,
Well, to be fair,
shout out me, bro.
they did talk about being. She did mention that being the Avatar is more than being an Airbender. Like being the nomad. Like she told Aang that you need to kill Ozai, which means that you being the Avatar, you have to detach yourself.
she catches bodies, but she's low key. She's in some ways you can say she's low key the worst avatar because she did everything right in terms of like the real world aspect, but she fucked up the spirit world. She fucked up the spirit world so bad that the water avatar after her, his whole journey is fixing up all her shit. That was basically what he was doing his whole time, fixing her shit.
And surfing.